Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Lunc, whose current price stands at the $0.0002353.7 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.14%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out the key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Lunc chart. From these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, which had been obeying this Elliot wave structure, having a wave 5 taking us back to around the $0.00059 mark. And after seeing that movement to the upper side in following this Elliot wave structure, we can now name that movement to the upper side as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, whatever we expect next is the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and I believe that is what we have been seeing here on the Lunc chart in this movement right here, making our low for that second wave at around the $0.00018 mark. And after making that low, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side and made a high at around the $0.00037 mark before we started seeing a bit of a breakdown to the lower side, where we have been losing key areas of support. And according to the Elliot waves, after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we expect next is a movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, which I believe is what is playing out here on the Lunc chart. And because a wave 3 is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation like what we have seen here in the formation of that first wave to the upper side, and I believe that is what is playing out right here. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managed to break above key areas of resistances in a movement that we can term as a wave 1 to the upper side, having that as the wave 1, then a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, then I expect a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within this higher Elliot wave count 3. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave so that it can also give us the key scenarios, and I'll give you two possible scenarios basing it on the Elliot waves and also the key chart patterns that we have information on this chart. Starting with the Elliot waves, after seeing the high for that first wave, we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, and using the Fibonacci's to get a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that second wave, because a wave 2 is a retracement of the first wave, I just need to use the fibs connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And you can see Lunc has continued to respect that movement to the lower side. We came down into that target area, and we have even maximized that target area right here, and we also managed to break out of the target area to the lower side, and you have even lost a key area of support at around the $0.00025 mark, and we are trading below that key area of support. And since we have come down into our target area and also managed to break out of the target area to the lower side, we need to try and verify whether this wave 2 is still a valid wave 2 to the lower side, and I just need to use the Fibonacci's once more, connecting them from the low of the wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, and the maximum that a wave 2 can do before we say it's an invalid wave 2 is the fib level $0.78 mark. So in case we continue pushing lower and lose that key area on the Fibonacci, that is the fib level 0.782 fib level, then we can say this is not a valid wave 2 anymore, and there's a possibility that we might continue pushing lower and maybe even make a new low. And in case that happens, then I will have to view this movement to the lower side as a massive ABC corrective movement, which is still a wave 2 to the lower side, and we are yet to start a movement to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3. So that is the first possible movement way that we can view that movement that we are seeing right here as. And if I apply the fibs here so that we can get to see whether this wave 2 will also still be meeting the minimum that we expect a wave 2 to do, connecting the fibs from the 0.0 down there here on the Lunc chart, I need to get my fibs a bit lower so that we can get that get to see whether that wave 2 be still a valid wave 2. So that higher Elliot wave count 2 can also get invalidated by retracing into the fib level 0.78 fib level, and that is at around the $0.00015 mark. So there is a possibility, in case we continue seeing lower prices and get back to around the $0.00015 mark, we can term this still as a valid wave 2, though it's an overshooting wave 2. And in case that plays out, then we'll also need to have new target areas to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3. And within this movement right here, I also have the formation of a chart pattern, which is a triangle, and you can see it right here having the upper side of the triangle as this red trend line that I have over here, then using this horizontal line as the base, and we have seen a breakout out of this chart pattern right here in this movement right here, and there's a possibility that it might continue pushing the price of Lunc to the lower side, and the target area for the breakout out of this triangle is the height of that triangle. So using a trend line, I can get that height and place it down here, and that gives me a minimum target area back to around the $0.00016 mark. So there's a possibility that in case we continue seeing lower prices continue losing this key area of support at around the $0.00025 mark, and since we have lost that key area of support, maybe even see a retest of the lower side of that key area of support and continue pushing lower, there's a possibility that Lunc might be getting back to around the $0.00016 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out before Lunc also gives us a bit of a confirmation on where it's taking us next. And because from what we have over here, it's a bit unclear whether we are obeying this Elliot wave structure that I have right here, or maybe we are going to continue seeing lower prices having that movement to the lower side as a massive ABC corrective movement, giving us a new low for that second wave to the lower side. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.